Hey, hi guys. Welcome to another episode with billionaire guy. He talk about the nicknames Nigerian give their various car models. So we're starting with Pojo, right? Pojo is used to be a car in the 80s, which probably the military during the military era it was always an escort. They didn't have an SUV, but they have a saloon car. Saloon car was like the latest in like 504, 505, and it was good. I once drove it. Pojo is Pojo, right? But when it comes to Nigeria, they call it Pijo. Modernize it and not open your mouth while talking and say Pojo, Pijo. I don't even know how you want to call it. Pijo, nje Pijo. Pijo is Pijo. But guess where things went downhill? So whether it is a 2020 or 2023 Pijo, Nigerians still call it Pijo, and there is nobody that can take that away. Then let's move to the Volkswagen Type 1. I know that one will throw a lot of people off balance, but your Volkswagen Type 1 will definitely be your Ijapa or tortoise. And why is it called Ijapa or tortoise? Because of the look. While it was a car of status, it had a major problem, which was the initial release didn't have radiator. And as such, the car overheats and something leads to something, your tortoise car catches fire. And don't forget that the car is a two-door. That is, the Nigerians also call it Yeri Mbeto. That is, can you move your head? Let me speed outside. Yeri Mbeto. Two-door. Two-door car is Yeri Mbeto, no doubt. Then let's move to the next car, which is Jeep. So it was still military era when these guys will park themselves inside one motor and then they will move around the city and stuff like that. The mentality that there has been a car that they wrote Jeep in front of it, and we've seen military people drive it, and this 2023 version looks like that one in those days. So hell no, we are not calling it Land Cruiser. We are not calling it a G-Wagon. You have bought a Jeep. That's what we will say. They won't ask that, where's your Land Cruiser? Where's your G-Wagon? No. They will ask you, where is your Jeep? To the next car, which is V-Boot. You obviously know. It's a 1982 Mercedes-Benz 200E. And why is it called V-Boot? You can answer. Because the boot is V-shaped. It's that simple. Are you getting the picture right now? Another interesting section, which is the Under series. So I like the Under series so much because it tells a story of continuity. I'll start with the Under Baby Boy. What is named from the movie with Tyrese and Snoop Dogg, which was Baby Boy, right? And that was the car that was used in Baby Boy. So, and that's it, Baby Boy. No two ways about it. But I'm sure it's only not only Nigerians that call this particular model Baby Boy. Baby Boy is a 1999 to 2001 Honda. Then we move to end of discussion. Now, this end of discussion story is really, really the one that I can remember vividly. Now, end of discussion came in a time where Camry, Honda Accord, Corolla, there was this argument around 2002, 2003 that, oh, who wants the best car? While this discussion was going on, Honda released the Honda Accord 2003. And people were like, oh, so no more arguments. This discussion has ended. I would say that it was a time when everybody just hush. And while we were thinking, oh, Honda has produced something that is out of the ordinary and this and that, and guess what? Honda came in 2006 to 2010. Honda came with another Honda Accord, which when we saw, we were like, Jesus Christ, this is discussion continue. That is, oh, don't think that Honda is done. Honda isn't done. Like, a day where a day, like a day there. In 2008 to 2012, they brought out, another car. It was still within the Accord family. That Honda Accord looks like an evil spirit, which is the eyes looks like this. Now people are like, Lord of Jesus. It's a very nice car, but looks more like evil spirit, and that's where it coined the name evil spirit. But trust me, if you have never ever driven any of this Accord, please go and drive evil spirit. You will know that the evil in the spirit is not just in the eye, but also in the engine. Let's move to Toyota. So we have, starting with Toyota, we have the Camry Orobo, which is basically Camry for 1995 Camry. When they say something is Orobo, that's chubby, right? That's chubby. For a 1995 vehicle, Yeah, that Camry was actually chopped. We moved to Camry Pencil. So Pencil was, after the Oroborain, which was like 1999, and Pencil came because of his look. If you look at the car from the side, it looks just straight and it looks like a pencil. So there is also deep pencil is also called tiny tiny, right? So pencil, yeah, and then tiny tiny, and of course a brother of mine also says there's another version called tiny tiny V. So the tiny tiny V is the pencil, but when you go to the boot section, you see the V, just like, still within the Camry, we moved to Big Daddy or Big for Nothing 2004. So while in 2003, Honda has produced something that is so, you know, so like end of discussion, then Camry came up with something that is big, and people were expecting that, oh, enter that Camry, immediately you press this button, something must happen, your tire will inflate or something big and so. But when you open the door, you are disappointed because it's just full of dashboard and dashboard and dashboard, and you're wondering where are the buttons. Not really interesting inside, except for the new upgrades where people just add Android. Still on still, what is not interesting is not interesting. Now move to Muzzle or Voltron. The 2007 Camry. The history around it is somebody just goes into something, and then before you know it, that thing changes into Voltron and is able to control the robots. If you check out the 2007 Camry, you will see that most of the part looks a bit transforming. Just take a transforming eye to look at it. We've run through a couple of stories for this car names. I stand corrected. Anyway, anyhow, maybe after we have argued it out. But anyway, I would be leaving, and then I thought, okay, what can I do to give you a spice, an icing on the cake, And I said, oh, let me give you a Toyota story. We call it Fabu in Yoruba. It's Fabu, right? Fabu. So what's a Fabu? Fabu is a story that that is not real. It can never be real. But hey, for the sake of listening, you just want to listen. So let's dive that right in. My story is based on a village, right? And a man called Toyo. Now, Toyo is a guy who stays in an extended family. And one day, somebody called Toyo to come see a land. Toyo got to the land, and the person was like, look, Toyo, you can sell this land. Huh? When you are coming, buy anything you want to buy, just bring it home. And Toyo was like, okay. Toyo set out, and in those days, there's no phone, there's nothing. So he set out, there's no even, there's no car in the village. So he set out, he went, and he didn't come back until 9th day. On the 9th day, people heard rumbling. Okay. So, and, small children were gathering around the car, and, they didn't know it was a car. They just knew something was coming, an engine was coming, like they felt a car coming. And all of a sudden, the man who said Toyo should sell the land saw Toyo in the car, and he was like, he just yelled everybody and said, hey, Toyotita, Toyotita, Toyotita. And that means the guy called Toyo has sold it. And in Yoruba, there's something we call collapsing of words. So instead of you to say Toyotita, you just say Toyota. T, that T, you silence it, and then we now got
You think say they wise?
Toyota.
You
Toyota.
are a
I don't
mumu
care
man.
if you believe the story, but it is my story. Say your own. Thank you so much. Let's have a nice time next time. Bye. See you.